Coach Lance here with CFSJ's Inside the Box. Whether you have tight times or tight spaces, we've got you covered. What you're about to follow along with is a 1-hour class shrunk into a 10-minute video. How do we do it? We create pause points, we write out equipment lists, and we give you substitution options to where there is zero thought on your part. So whether you have a hotel room, a hotel gym, or you're lucky enough to be outside, we're going to give you that great CFSJ feel when you're not at CFSJ. So let's take a look at the equipment list. Most of the times fairly minimal, and a lot of times you can substitute these things for things you have around your house, whether it be a water bottle or a filled up backpack. So let's go ahead and grab your phone, let's check out this equipment list, and let's get going. Every class, we're going to start off with 2 minutes of cardio. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a bike or a rower or a treadmill or the outside, let's go ahead and do 2 minutes of rowing or jogging or biking. If you don't have that, then let's start off with some jumping jacks, some step back burpees, some double unders, or some other method of your choice that you can do in the tight space that you're in. If you need a suggestion, let's go ahead and do step back burpees. The thing I love most about step back burpees is they hit everything at once. So instead of making this a dynamic, we're going to make this a very slow, grindy kind of movement, stepping back, engaging that plank on the way forward, driving those hips open, getting that nice hinge and that hamstring stretch, and working the plank and the push-up. By the time you've done about 15 of these, everything is ready. Now again, it's your choice, so let's go ahead and start those 2 minutes now. And with that cardio out of the way, let's focus on the 4 main moves of our dynamic warm-up. First, we have the inchworm with 2 scapular push-ups. No regular push-up here. Let's go ahead and work those hamstrings, keeping the knees locked, legs long, reaching towards the floor, trying to maintain a plank and some core activation as we walk out long, bringing the shoulder blades together and pushing them apart for our scapular push-ups. No elbow bend necessary. 10 total. Next, we have Spider-Man with a double twist. Continuing down in the bottom position, walking back to a plank. We're going to bring that left foot up to the left hand, turning into the knee, then dropping the elbow, bringing the chest to the ground, and now turning away from the knee. 10 each side. Next, from the same position, we're going to go into 10 active pigeon. From the plank, driving the right heel up to the sky before bringing the right knee forward, turning the shin perpendicular to the body, dropping the hip, lifting the chest, hanging here for just a moment before switching. 10 total. And lastly, 10 twisted cross. From a face down position, extending the arms outward, we're going to bring that right arm into the right armpit, pushing gently into the left shoulder as we bring our right leg across the back of our body to help this twist out. Hanging here for just a moment before switching sides. 10 total. As always, take extra time if you need it. Pull something from another day if it works as well. Get your body ready, and we'll see you back at the next section. Today's activation involves 3 movements to warm up the upper body: chest, shoulders, and back. First, we're going to start off with a pectoral squeeze. From a standing position, engaging the core by bringing the belly button to spine, hands straight out, palms facing each other, pushing very hard like you're trying to turn a coal into a diamond. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds. Next, shake the arms out, join me in the bottom of a plank. From here, with feet slightly wider than a normal plank, You're going to bring your left arm up to meet your right shoulder. We're going to hold this for 20 seconds in our 3-point plank. As soon as those 20 seconds are done, we'll switch sides again. And lastly, we're going to go face down for a prisoner Superman hold. In a prone position with our face down, we're going to bring our hands behind our back, feet together, lifting our chest off the ground, driving our hands down our spine, reaching towards our heels as we bring our thighs off the ground, holding for 20 seconds. Now, as always, we're going to do 2 rounds of this. Pro tip on this one is have your timer on the ground to where you're going to be looking at it. Anytime your head moves, you're going to end up breaking the integrity of these movements. Let's go ahead and set our timer, 20 seconds for each of these movements, starting now, and we'll see you back at the next section. With the cardio out of the way, let's move on to the strength. Today's strength is an upper body development day, which is going to superset a couplet of dips with sit-ups. Spin on the dips. At home, we're going to use a chair, either 1 or 2. It's going to smoke the shoulders in these 12 to 15 reps, followed directly by overhead plate or odd object sit-ups. Again, there's going to be a lot of focus on the shoulders today. Don't plan on keeping up these reps unbroken. Let's go ahead and watch Coach Devin demonstrate the chair dips. With 1 chair, hands are directly behind you, fingers pointing forward in the same direction that your legs are. Shoulder blades are staying back, dipping the hips past the point of the hands. Make this easier on yourself if you need to by bending the feet in and adding a little bit of a squat to it. The more challenge, the farther your feet are away from your body. Now, the overhead plate sit-ups. Starting from a hollow position, knees bent, driving the bell, plate, or other odd object directly to the ceiling. Don't let the bell or odd object drift forward on this one, because if you do, you're actually making this easier and you're losing the benefit. You should be able to get this directly overhead. It should be following a straight line path directly up to the ceiling. Make sure that it stays on that path for the most legitimate sit-up. Plan to break them up into 2 sets and then possibly 3 or 4 as time goes on. We've got 5 rounds of this every 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and set a timer for 3 minutes and begin. Moving on to the Metcon for today. Today's WOD Starfox should actually be called Grace Under Pressure. A pseudo quadruplet. This is a 20-minute EMOM of double unders, snatches, double unders again, and push jerks. The real challenge here will be keeping up the high skill movements of the snatches and the push jerks after all those double unders or double under attempts. This is going to be a lot of work on the shoulders, and you'll start to find that even the double unders become difficult as the shoulders get smoked almost by minute 10. Let's go ahead and watch Coach Devin demonstrate both the dumbbell snatch and the push jerk. For the snatch, starting at the knee, if you have a kettlebell, you're more than welcome to try the swing style of this snatch, but for us dumbbell people, starting at the knee, drive the hips back, keep the shoulder in line with the body. Drive, shrug the shoulder, elbow comes up, quick turnover, and catch. If your bell's a little bit heavy, you may find yourself going into a power position with this, but most of us should be able to muscle this. You're gonna go 8 to 10, roughly 5 each side, before moving on to your double unders. let's look at those dumbbell push jerks. No secret here, this is a hip-driven activity. Feet are going to be under the hips, knees turn out, quick dip and drive. Try to make the hips do more work than the arms do. The double unders are going to take most out of your shoulders and your biceps, so save them where you can. This is a 20-minute EMOM, not an AMRAP. That means that you have time built in to go back after you're fatigued and focus on skill over output. What this is going to look like is minute 1 is going to be 20 if you're intermediate, 40 if you're advanced double unders, directly into 10 single arm kettlebell snatches or dumbbell snatches. We'll go ahead and split these within the round. Sometimes we might choose to go back and forth and do all on the right and then follow up on the next time all on the left, but let's go ahead and split it right down the middle. We're going to go right back into minute 3 with the 20 or the 40 double unders and finish off with 10 dumbbell push jerks. Try to really maintain that push jerk. Don't turn it into a push press or a strict press. The purpose of a workout like this is to push fatigue so hard that it causes failure and breakdown in the skill. So mentally, you have to come back and enter your body again. This isn't one of those WODs where you can disappear or go into a deep, dark place. Take as much time as you need to get those double unders done. If you're really good and you get them done in 30 seconds, awesome. Keep those arms active, keep them shaking and oscillating, let blood flow continue into the biceps and the shoulders, trying to flush out any of that lactate. On the dumbbell snatches and the push jerks, realize you have enough time to get these reps done right, so please take that time. In these 20 minutes, you're going to do 5 total rounds of these 4 movements. Now, let's go ahead and get our playlist set. Let's set a 20-minute timer and put it in a place that you can see that minute change. It's going to be important that you give yourself the entire minute for the exercise. Try not to let it bleed into the next minute. All right, and now that we're set up, 3, 2, 1, go.